Part 2 of the L2910 clear floor span lift, 2-post lift. I wanted to start with the wiring. Now inside your box here on your motor, this will come in with jumpers on it. You want to change the jumper from the number 5 position, which is also labeled L3, down to your A2 position. The A1 will already have the switch connected to it, and your black and red leads coming from your panel will go to 3 and 5, which is also labeled L2 and L3. This is, see the model number of the switch, so you can verify yours is the same. And these yellow leads go to your motor, and you have 2 jumpers. Those can stay in place, but on this side you'll have 2 jumpers, 2 or 3 jumpers. You'll want to remove them and change it to this diagram here. This is how it should be set up. I got that off from an electrician online. But then, and this just slides out because you got to slide it back on. And when you have a bunch of wires in there, it doesn't go real easy. Online, where I had to find my information, I see a lot of them are just using 12-2 wire. I used the number 10 wire because it said it was a 240 volt system. So I just expected that it was going to be at least a 30 amp. But when I came over here and checked the motor, it said that it is a 20 amp right there. It's 220 volts. So although it's 220, it's only 20 amps, so you can use a 12-2 in my location. And don't run your wires through here or anywhere near on this side, because when your lift comes up, I didn't find it necessary to say, but I guess I should, make sure the power is off before you get into any electrical. So let's see. Right, the reason why I didn't want any wires running here is because when this lift comes up, it doesn't clear by much, so you don't want any wires running there. And we'll let the lift back down. But the lift operates well. I've already had a car up on it. I ran it up and down a few times. And you want to check your overhead switch, make sure that's operational. Although, if you have just a car on it, you won't reach the limit switch up there. But if you have a tall vehicle, like maybe a pickup or an SUV, then you might run into that switch and it'll stop your lift from operating. Now your hydraulic and your chain is all set up to go. You just have to run your hose in through this protective guide here. And again, since I didn't have any instructions, I put clamps. I don't know what that, oh, I know what that is. I put clamps to hold that hose in place so that didn't get disrupted by movement or the wire cables. On the back side, I haven't done so much yet, but I just ran the cables down the back to the motor. Hydraulic line from your pump down through the guide and into the bottom. The back of that hydraulic has this connection on it down there. So you'll have to make the top connection and the pump connection. The top connection is this one that comes up and goes across the top, and we'll climb up there to show you what that looks like. So your limit switch, when that comes up, that shuts it down. And the top, I put the clamps on the hydraulic line so that didn't get hit anywhere. So the hydraulic line comes down this side and ties into the back again, just like the other side, only this side has one connection. Oh, did I mention, I found torquing those quick bolts to 85 foot-pounds online. It seems to have worked. I don't have any movement in my tower. And it was stable when I had a vehicle on there. Don't forget to tighten up your bolts once you get your tower in place. Get your once you figure out where you want your first tower, this one over here with the controls, once you find out where you want that and you get that piece connected to the second tower, your towers again are about 9 feet apart from here over to here, and that up there is about an 1/8 inch shy of 9 feet. So when you lift up the top part of the tower on each side and you connect that C channel on the top, plumb up these two towers, mark the holes where you want to use your concrete bit to hammer drill these holes. It's a 3/4 inch hammer bit, and I buried mine at about 5 inches. Some of these didn't go down all the way, but they're tight. Others of them went down good. Make sure that when you're pounding these down, that your nut is up over the threads, so you're hitting the nut and not the top of these threads. You'll mushroom that and you won't be able to get your nut on or off. And as you see, there's a little pin here on the top. This is a pin you drive down in your quick bolt. That expands the bottom so they don't pull out. What else can I tell you? The hydraulic fluid, which you'll also have to buy. It's an ISO 32. It's also known as an AW 32. Oh, jeez. Anything else I can think of? Oh, tightening these up. You'll have to put these up in the hole. These won't be on, but these will. Or which one was it? Maybe this one was on and this one wasn't. One of the two wasn't on. So you'll have to route those up through your pulley wheels and across and down, and the other one back over. So then you put them in place, double nuts to lock them from loosening up on you. Don't forget to run your hose through the guide. Clamp it to keep it out of harm's way. Make sure all your bolts are tight. And I don't know if I'm forgetting anything or not, because this is part 2 of 2 videos. If I think of it, I'll make a 3rd video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the post, and hopefully it gets to me and I can answer your questions. Good luck.